Do you know the difference between a click track, a loop, and a multi-track? A lot of people don't. And it's kind of a scary thought when you think about it, but let me clear things up for you. A click track is simply an audio file or a metronome that's clicking at the tempo of the song that you're doing, and it's usually in the ear of the drummer or in the ears of the musicians that only they can hear. And what this does, it keeps everybody on a perfect tempo. It's just a click track. That's all it is. Musicians have been using it for decades in pop music and ministry, and especially in recording. It just keeps everybody in time. A loop is an 8 or 16 bar or some sort of bar fragment of a recorded piece of audio that is often a drum loop or something that doesn't have notes on it, more percussion, that basically just cycles around and repeats itself in time. So you might have a little 4-bar drum beat that's just repeating over and over and over, and that gives the band the freedom to play over top of it and groove, and you start it and stop it when you're done with it. And it doesn't really, you can free flow the song, you can go to the chorus, the verse, or anything. All it is a 4-bar repeating phrase or some sort of bar repeating phrase that gives you a little bit of extra element, and it doesn't really have a beginning or an end. You start it and stop it whenever you want. A multi-track is everything combined. A multi-track is a click track, which is the metronome that keeps everybody together. It usually has a cue on it that's telling the band where to go and where the song's going. But more importantly, a multi-track is predefined. It's got the beginning, the middle, everything that happens, and the end, and it doesn't change. So you start it, and then when it's over, it's over. On that multi-track, in addition to the click, is also other instruments. It could be a drum track, a bass track, a guitar track, a piano track, strings, you name it, vocals. Those could all be on the track, all playing simultaneously at the same time to accentuate or add to what you're already doing. The click track is necessary because it keeps everybody together so that everyone's in sync. It's like having 4 or 5 extra musicians that's pre-recorded. And so that's what a multi-track is. So clicks, loops, and multi-tracks are a fairly new thing in pop music and Christian music and the church and all aspects of music. It's really something that's happened really since the 70s on, but it's become such an integral part of music and art that lots and lots and lots of people are doing it, all the way from superstars like Coldplay to Chris Tomlin and Passion and all of these churches, all the way down to the smallest bands, local bands are using click tracks. It's a resource that we believe and that we've seen is going to continue to grow in the future, and it just adds to the production level of what you're already doing, and it brings a new sound to perhaps a new genre, or where we are today in music that didn't exist before. And it's where we're at, it's where the future is, and we're excited to be a part of that. But we're more excited about being able to resource you and helping you become a part of that as well. We are so excited about a new video series coming out real soon called Clicks, Loops, and Multitracks Demystified. I know that it's a mystery for a lot of people. What are multitracks? What are loops? What are clicks? How do we use them? Where do we use them? Why do we use them? All these things. We know it's so important, so relevant, so we're working right now on a fully developed resource video suite that's going to take you from the very beginning all the way to the full end integration of how you can use those products in your church and your environment, so that you won't be in the dark when you hear people talking about multi-tracks and clicks, and more importantly, you won't be afraid of what they are and what they can do for you. So stay on the lookout for this resource coming your way soon. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. This is going to be a totally free resource, and I believe that it's going to help revolutionize your thinking on what all this stuff is, why it's great, and how you can incorporate it and use it in what you're doing.